Direction of terms. Here I'm using is a baby and then Winnie the Pooh. So first is anterior cephalic cranial. So when we say anterior cephalic cranial, it refers to the head part of the animal. Or in human anatomy, it is the superior part. So posterior caudal, it's towards the tail part of the animal. So in human anatomy, it is the inferior part. And then dorsal, when we say dorsal, it is the back or the upper part of the animal. Or in the human anatomy, it is the posterior part. And then ventral, when we say ventral, it is the front part of the animal or the underside. In human anatomy, it is the anterior part. Okay, next is lateral. So when we say lateral, it is the sides of the animal or the human anatomy sides. The left and the right. And then median. So median is the middle part. The middle. And then central is the center. It is the center. And then cephalic, it is nearest to the surface. Example of which is fascia. And then proximal. So when we say proximal, it is the nearest to the body mass. So this is the body mass. So, and then the distal is the opposite of proximal. It is the farthest away from the body. So, for example, shoulder, it is proximal, and then elbow is the distal. Okay. So when we say superficial ectal, it is near to the surface, so makita mo na siya. And then deep or ental, it is below or underneath. Kailangan mo siya i-cut bago mo siya makita. And then inferior, so when we say inferior, it is lower part of the body. So when we say that is, it is the lower extremities. And then superior is the upper part of the body. So we can say is that superior is the upper extremities. Okay, now let's go to planes. First is median. So when we say median, it is cutting vertically into equal parts. So the right is equal to the left. That is median. The next is sagittal. So when we say sagittal, it's cutting vertically. So it may be median or it could be parasagittal. So parasagittal is cutting it into an even part. So it could be 1/3, 2/3. So that is an example of sagittal and parasagittal. Next is horizontal, or we could call it frontal. So when you say that, it is cutting it horizontally. So we're separating the anterior and the posterior part. So it's like this. And then transverse or cross. It is a horizontal cut which separates the anterior and the posterior, the upper and the lower parts of the body. That's all. Thank you.